I'd like you to fasten your seatbelts because we are about to take off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. It's K Global, everything aviation.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is K Global, where we talk everything aviation. In the previous video, I took time to say and talk about the difference between aerospace engineering, aeronautical engineering, and aircraft maintenance engineering, and I explained why I will be talking about aircraft maintenance engineering in this episode. So before I continue, I would love you to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications for future videos, and please share this video. Thank you. So aircraft maintenance engineering, I explained earlier, I said it is a specialized field of engineering now focused on the inspection, repair, the maintenance, modification, and certification of aircraft to ensure their airworthiness and safety. I said earlier that in previous videos that AMEs are responsible for diagnosing technical issues, they perform routine maintenance, they also do unscheduled maintenance, they modify, carry out modifications on the aircraft, and they ensure that aircraft comply with aviation regulations before they are allowed to fly. The AMEs, or the aircraft maintenance engineers, are typically in two categories, which is the avionics and the airframe and power plant. Actually, an aircraft maintenance engineer is a licensed professional, just like the pilots, the cabin crew, and other carriers I'll be talking about. So the avionics engineer actually focuses on maintaining and troubleshooting the electrical and the electronic systems of an aircraft. They also work on the communication systems of the aircraft and the radio navigation systems of an aircraft. While the airframe and power plant category, they actually focus on troubleshooting of the aircraft structures, that is with also the aircraft hydraulic systems, the aircraft mechanical systems, while the power plant guys focuses on troubleshooting of the aircraft engines and the aircraft propulsion systems. How do you become an aircraft engineer or an aircraft maintenance engineer? So how to become an aircraft maintenance engineer? Actually, to become an aircraft maintenance engineer, you have to go to or through an approved training organization. If you had watched the previous episodes, I've mentioned and explained what an approved training organization is. They call them ATOs, and we have a couple of them in Nigeria. We have one in Zaria, which is the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. We have one in Kaduna, which is the Air Force Institute of Technology. We have some in Lagos, like the Aero Consult Aviation School, the Landover Aviation Business School. Those are approved training organizations that I can recommend for you to go to in becoming an aircraft maintenance engineer. So, like I've mentioned the list of approved training organizations earlier, I would want to focus on one of the approved training organizations, which is the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria. And I will want to focus on its programs. The Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, they run three categories of programs for aircraft maintenance engineers. The first is the abridged program for aircraft maintenance engineers. The second is the standard diploma program for aircraft maintenance engineers, which actually this program is a global standard, because if you go to any country, you would always go for a diploma. It's not a national diploma, it's just called a diploma. And the third program is the higher national diploma in aircraft maintenance engineering. So I'm going to explain these three programs so that you can know which category you fall in and how you can become an aircraft maintenance engineer. So for the first program, which is the abridged program, the abridged aircraft maintenance engineering program is a program specifically for engineering graduates. So if you have a degree in electrical electronics engineering, you have a degree in mechanical engineering, you have a degree in computer engineering. This is an option for you, and this can help you migrate into aircraft maintenance engineering. Now, this is not a master's program. This is strictly a professional program, which also issues you a diploma certificate, a professional diploma certificate. But the name of the program is called an abridged program. Now, if you want to become an avionics aircraft maintenance engineer, so what I mean is, earlier I said aircraft maintenance engineers are in two categories, which is the avionics and the airframe and power plant. So you would want to go into avionics as your abridged program, then you have to be a degree, you have to be an engineering graduate of electrical electronics. So you have to have a degree rather in electrical electronics or computer engineering. This is the requirement to becoming an aircraft maintenance engineering, in quote, avionics option. Then if you're a graduate of mechanical engineering, then you would opt out for the airframe and power plant option of aircraft maintenance engineering. And this course goes for about 120 weeks in Zaria. I'm going to drop the link here on the screen below, where you would see the requirements, the tuition fee, and the duration for this abridged program. So for the second program, which is the standard diploma program, you have to have your O-level and you have to be a science student. So which means you have to have your 5 credits in English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and geography or biology, either one, or even further maths. So with this is the minimum requirement to go into the standard diploma program. And it also lasts for 120 weeks. So I would love to correct earlier. I said 120 weeks for the abridged program. So actually the abridged program is 96 weeks. So back again to the standard diploma program, it's for 120 weeks. And also the link will be on the screen below to see the tuition fee, the duration, and everything you need to know. Actually, for the standard diploma program, you can't go for the avionics option. So it is strictly for the airframe and power plant option, because the avionics option, you need to have a basics in electrical and electronics engineering, either a national diploma or any other certification. And since the standard diploma program is just a standard diploma program, your minimum requirement is just the O-level, which is strictly for the airframe and power plant engineers. While the third program in the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology is the HND program. The HND program, actually, before you have an HND, you have an ND, right? So the HND program is HND in aircraft maintenance engineering for both the avionics option and the airframe and power plant option. I'll still also drop the link below, so you will see the tuition fee, the duration, and everything you need. But for the HND and ND program, you need to go through the UTME process, just like when you are applying for your conventional polytechnic or university. Then you would select HND in aircraft engineering technology. That's to go into your national diploma for your national diploma program. Then your 1-year industrial training, then you go into your higher national diploma in aircraft maintenance engineering, where you now choose to either specialize in avionics training or airframe and power plant training. Now, these 3 categories, or these 3 programs rather, actually ends up with a license. So you will go through either of these programs to still get a license, because that's the most important thing. In aviation, really, I won't say certificate doesn't matter, but I would say your license as a professional is what matters. So in aviation, it's not like certificate doesn't matter, but the most important thing is the license. Like in comparison to the previous videos when I mentioned pilots, cabin crew, and other professionals, you need a license in aviation. So either of those programs, the abridged, the standard, and the HND, you get your certificate. But what is most important is the license. So as long as the end goal is to get you the license, then that is what is most important. So also, if there's a cheaper way rather, and there's another process to getting the license without going through these programs in the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, which you can do in those approved training organizations that I mentioned in Lagos. You can also do it in Zaria. This process or this part is going through the BATCO certification. That's the Basic Aircraft Technician course. So this is where you have your O levels, you have your degree, you have, as long as you are science, your background is science, basically, you can register for this BATCO course. It's a shorter duration of 6 months. This now certifies you to become an aircraft technician. So from there, you're going to get apprenticeship, on-the-job training experience, and maintenance experiences while you work as an aircraft technician, that you can use these experiences. You can log on aircraft through maintenance organization to become a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. So basically, every program and every training is just to meet the requirement of becoming a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer, either through your HND program, through the abridged program, through the standard program, or going through a BATCO training. The point is just get your license. So either ways, you look at each of these programs and which of these parts which best fits you. Actually, I would recommend, personally, I would recommend, if you're a graduate already, to go through the abridged program. Also, I would recommend, if you are just a secondary school leaver, to go through the NDHND program. It helps you get a certificate and your license. And also, if you already know that this is what you're going to be signed up for life is aircraft maintenance engineer, I will recommend that you go from, maybe you studied agricultural engineering or whatever form of science background you have, just go into aircraft maintenance engineering. You have your professional certificate and you have your license. But remember, if you want to go for avionics, you can either go through the part of the HND program or the abridged program, or through the BATCO program. So what are the rankings in aircraft maintenance engineering? Yes, the rankings are, if you're a fresh school, like you are a fresh graduate from school, you have your license basically, you're a licensed engineer. Then from there, you go for a type rating. A type rating helps specialize you on a particular aircraft. So you can be a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. There are series of and types of models of aircrafts in operation, but a type rating helps specialize you on a particular aircraft so that you understand the complex system of a particular aircraft design, because each models and type of aircraft have their specifics and various complex designs. Basically, their principles are the same, but locations, the the kind of components, equipment they use, the type of parts they use, how they operate, and how those components interact are different from one design to another design. Hence, you need a type rating. And if you have watched my previous video on the career in aviation for piloting, I took time to explain what a type rating is. I think I dedicated about 5 minutes to explain what type rating is. You can please go back to the video, check the video to understand what type rating is. The same explanation I made for type ratings for a pilot is literally the same explanation for engineering. The difference now is that you are an aircraft maintenance engineer and he is a pilot, or he or she is a pilot. So back to what I'm saying, for rankings, you have a licensed aircraft engineer that is a fresher, or you just have a license. You are qualified, in fact, you are employable. As with your license, you are employable at any airline for fixed wing, rotary wings. But the next step ahead is now going for a type rating. The type rating can be done either by a company or doing it yourself. Doing it yourself makes you more employable and more marketable in the industry. And this type rating, when you are done with the type rating, it's a course for about a month, and you go, you have to do a 6 months practical program. Then you endorse your type rating in your license. Afterwards, you become a certifier. Now that's another ranking in aircraft maintenance engineering. Then when you become a certifier, that means you release, when there's a job done, you are the engineer to now say, I have certified that this. So you sign off the aircraft. So you release the aircraft to service, you sign off a maintenance task on an aircraft. So you are the one responsible as an engineer on that aircraft. Then afterwards, there are different rankings into supervisors. From supervisors, it goes into chief engineers. From chief engineers, it goes into the director of continued airworthiness, also formerly known as the director of maintenance, and that on till the sky is your limit. So these are the rankings in aircraft maintenance engineering. So to put it out there, an aircraft maintenance engineer is, I call 3 roles or 3 careers the tripod stands. That's the pilot, the aircraft maintenance engineer, and the air traffic controller. That does not mean other careers are not as important, but those 3 are basically your most crucial, if I would say, in the aviation industry. Now, for the pay grade, the aircraft maintenance engineer globally are well paid, and in Nigeria, they are well paid, and it depends on the company you are working with. Actually, the company structure, company policies will determine your pay grade. But in some companies, they are paid almost as the pilots, while some are paid a little less, while some are paid a little bit more or less. But the aircraft maintenance engineer is a crucial part of aviation. So if you are someone who really wants to get your hand dirty, you want to actually have this high or feel of being an hero, that okay, this big giant machine called an aircraft was bad, was down, I fixed it, and now it's flying because of me, then I think aircraft maintenance engineering is where to go. Not everybody has to fly, and not everybody has to be the one fixing the aircraft, but they all have to work hand in hand to have a working aviation industry. Actually, I still feel maybe I've not done enough justice to this episode, because I myself am an aircraft maintenance engineer and I'm an avionics specialized. So I know subsequently there will be more videos to address more specific questions about aircraft maintenance engineer, and also about pilots and cabin crew and so on. So these videos are just for you to have just the basic understanding of what you need to know to go into these careers. So in my next episode, I'll be talking about flight dispatchers. I'll urge you to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future videos from us. Thank you. See you in the next video.
K Global, everything aviation.